In this video, I want to really speak to the guys that have $1,000 to invest and they want to exit the 2025 bull market with 6 figures. I promise you as we go through this video, I'll give you my framework if I was starting again, but you might just have $1,000 that you're looking at to invest. And the whole goal is to, like I said, get you to that 6 figures, but do it in a safe way. But I'm going to promise you one thing. It is going to be hard to do 100x in cryptocurrency, even though we expect the next bull run is going to be crazy, to 100x anything. There's going to be some lessons you're going to have to learn along the journey. There's going to be some hardships of maybe coins not doing that well. But collectively, with $1,000, it is still possible to exit with 6 figures. But it's going to be hard. So, real quick, before I give you the kind of framework, I've wrote out a big, huge list here of what I would do if I was starting again. I need you to understand my 2020 bull run, right? My very first bull run. So think of this as you in 2024. 2020, after the halving, and then 2021 was the bull run. 2024, after the halving today, 2025, the bull run. So back in 2020, it sounds like yesterday, but it was a long time ago if you think about it. It's 4 years now. I made one of the easiest 10x returns investment during 2021 bull run. I made more on 10x as well, but back then you could get a 10x on Ethereum. I was buying Ethereum at $400, rid it up to 4.9, 4.8k, and I was buying Bitcoin below 20k, okay? And other coins like Galley Games at very low prices. And the key lesson I would give you, before I give you the framework, it wasn't due to being smart, but it was understanding the game of the 4-year cycle and being early and having the cash to invest. And it's so important to have the cash ready before the next leg up. So important. Because yes, we're talking about $1,000 here. But imagine if you could get 5 to 10. Do you know how easy it would be to do the 100k? You wouldn't have to chase any really risky plays in the game. You just have to build that up, diversify, maybe go and get some yield on that coin. And then you could really just sit and forget about it. So the real lesson I want to give you guys is go and get more money. I know some of you don't like that, but it would help you a lot. So the next 1 to 2 months could be genuinely once in a lifetime. And I say that, we talked about this the other day on this channel, if I remove the drawings here, or remove the indicators, why you have 1 to 2 months is if we take a little box here, give or take till about October, this is when every cycle has went parabolic. So in this 1 to 2 frame, you had the halving back here 4 months ago, okay, like in 2020, and the run before that. But really 5 to 6 months after the halving, what we've seen is historically, you get violent prices to the upside. So if you're watching a video like this right now, and you're panicking of what coins to get into, good, you should be panicking. Because after 60 days on average, from now, it might even be before that, so you might even have less time when you're watching this video, you need to be in. Okay, so those who start dollar cost and average now, you're going to benefit greatly, because if Bitcoin starts to go higher in this 60-day time period, you are going to acquire way less coins for your money. And that's a big problem, because if you invest in a coin, let's just say a render coin, a render goes to like $10, right? A 2x or whatever it is from now, right? Your $1,000 still $1,000, but you acquire way less coin to sell for 2025 in that render position. Do you understand? So it's very important that you start going in now. Don't wait for prices of Bitcoin of 45, 40. You might never see them again. You have to start now. And again, anybody who enters after October, you face challenges as prices slower. So you just see it here. These are the halving prices before, but obviously this is a little bit out of date because we've had 2024 now. But you can see after each halving, the prices on Bitcoin get violently higher. Okay, so again, historical data, 2012, Bitcoin was 12. 2016, 648. 2020, 8.5. It's a similar trend for October 2024. Okay. Now again, the stress and the timing of buying early has been crucial. The difference between early buyers and became wealthy and latecomers who felt scammed. That is just a reality. Okay. So everybody that bought Bitcoin, or let's just say everybody bought Ethereum when I was buying Ethereum at $400, right? You buy the same coin, right? Everybody back here, the smart guys, were like, okay, we know what cryptocurrency is. The same guys bought the same coin at 4.7k and they felt scammed, right? Because they lost all the money. It went all the way down, right? That was the end of the bull cycle. But the guys here, we all bought the same coin. But the importance of timing, not trying to time the market, of being urgent where we are in a cycle, is very important, because all the gains were lost for those guys that bought the top, and we made all the gains in 2020. That's the difference. And it's very critical because there's beautiful winners or brutal winners and euphoric runs. And the challenge is you have to be committed to the game. You're going to be surrounded by skeptics, including family and colleagues. Like, I can't tell you, brothers, how many times I was around my family going to like dinners and etc. during the 2020 and 2021 run. Every time I would go there, they would say crypto's a scam, but the price would continually go up. And eventually those guys would buy the top. That's the difference, because they couldn't take it anymore. They thought crypto was a scam, but every time they checked the Bitcoin price, it was going higher and higher, thousands of dollars per day. To eventually those guys feel a scam because they bought the top. Okay, so again, I encourage you guys to block out negative noises, stay focused on the long-term goal, because this is like a meme here, but your first day in cryptocurrency, it can feel great. You're all happy, you're ready to make so much money. And if you've been in years of crypto like me and many of you guys, this is what it actually is, because you have to fucking handle the violent momentum of us going down. And if you can't handle this, cryptocurrency is not for you. So understand that. If you buy today and the coin goes down 50% tomorrow in an altcoin, let's just say, that is what you might feel like. But if it's a strong altcoin, it will come back. So again, I suggest using crypto gains after this bull run to fund business ventures rather than crypto, or traditional investments like mortgages. What I want you guys to do is funnel cash in crypto and be strategic with profit taking. It's very important. And also you can continue to DCA despite market volatility before 2025. So again, final thoughts before I give you the strategies. Use the 25 bull run to set yourself up for financial success. Reinvest profits if you're starting with a small amount of money, because you might not be a millionaire with $1,000. Let's be fucking honest. You're not going to do it. What I would do is you cash out by 25, you come back in 27, and then you know the game by then. Okay, then you can easily become a millionaire. But I think the main job, if you're starting with 1 to 10K on this run, is to get out the job. If that's possible and you don't like your job, get out that job. You've learned the bull run successfully. Not going to be 100% foolproof, but by 2030, when you've got so much cash to invest in the next bear market, that's when you can look at the millionaire status. Okay, it's very, very important. So here's the blueprint: $1,000 to $100,000. It's ambitious, okay, but it's not that difficult, especially if you're investing before this next push up. Because again, you DCA regardless of where you start in the cycle, okay? If you're watching this video in 3-4 months time and Bitcoin's at 70, 80K, you have to start now, because you can't just wait for it to come again, okay? You DCA regardless of where you are in a cycle. If you're investing in late 2025, okay, and you're seeing this video, you're too late. You got to wait again, okay? So there's many of my net worth or high net worth friends who preach a 10% income, okay, to 50% if you want to play catch up. Okay, and what does that mean? Every single month, if you make $4,000, let's just say, minimum investment should be 10%. So you have to get that $400 on the 10%. You have to get it in crypto if you're fucking serious. If you're spending too much money and there's nothing left when it comes to expenses, etc., you either have to make more money or you have to cut expenses. It's that simple. But you can go as high, in my opinion. When I was playing catch up, I went 50%. I was doing lump sums in 2020. I was spending everything, okay? It depends how serious you are and how much you believe in this cryptocurrency run. So how much do you make? Minimum should be 10%, in my opinion. And it's not even my opinion. It's high net worth friends, like $5 million, $10 million net worth. That's what they did. And then reinvest in profits over 3 to 5 years. The problem is, you don't have 3 to 5 years right now. You don't have it. You have 12 months to 18 months maximum. But you can still do this. I found this on Reddit before we get into the strategy. This is 7 years ago. I thought this was so interesting. I pretty much typed in, how did people become rich in cryptocurrency? Or, what did they do after the cycle? So this guy quit his job 4 months ago. This is 7 years ago, remember. And he's just chilling, traveling with his wife, and slowly starting his own property business in crypto since 2013. Because crypto can be the gates to you starting something you really want to do. That might be a property business, set up some rent incomes. For me, that's not going to be the case. I'm just all in crypto, and I'll always find opportunities in crypto with DeFi portfolios, etc., like we're already doing. But that could just be your start. And this, I thought this was so funny and so nice to hear. This company, up until a year ago, remember 7 years ago, his employees had the option to get paid in BTC. 7 years ago, man. They've had 2 crypto millionaires quit because they chose to get paid in BTC. A lot of people wouldn't do that. Okay, maybe it was 50% in BTC because obviously you need, especially back then, you need cash to survive to pay the bills. But one of them is traveling, the other is heavily researched and brought to in projects and looking to pick up some work on some cool stuff. Okay? You might feel like you've missed the boat. And to be honest, you have with Bitcoin. But what you can do in 2024 is, okay, what is the next Bitcoin? Not in terms of price, in terms of returns. That's what you have to do, because even me, you're not going to get rich off Bitcoin. Okay, even me and even other guys with millions of dollars, they can get there somewhat, but we have to play catch up with altcoins. It's so important. So what I would say is your potential timeline. If you're just starting out, your first 1 to 3 months should be building and diversifying your portfolio. You focus on learning and you start with small calculated trades, DCAs, etc. E.g. in this month to 1 to 3 months, you set up Kraken accounts, Coinbase accounts, you set up all the exchanges you like. You get familiar. You understand how to offload cryptocurrency. You understand how to cash out to your bank account. You do this all beginner-friendly stuff and you start building up a portfolio. What you can do in month 4 to 6, you're filling up your bags, 10% to 50%. You could either start going down staking, yield farming, DeFi portfolios, or high growth opportunities that you see in the market. Once we get to month 7 to 12, we monitor our strategy. We realize what coins are doing well. We could potentially take profits, roll over to other coins that we like, bank initial, because it's obviously good to bank cash. And by month 12, if you're successful, you continue compounding the gains and you start thinking about cashing out significant profits to secure your future. So here's the blueprint. There is a big list that we need to go over, but hopefully that long introduction shows you what's possible in cryptocurrency. And if you're ready, let's dive in. So spend the first week educating yourself. Like I said before, you understand how to invest. You understand different types of assets. You understand market caps. It's so important. You understand if you come on CoinMarketCap, it's a great way to get beginner friendly. You understand the categories. You understand what memes are. You understand Solana ecosystem. You really understand how to buy, offload cryptocurrency. You can use platforms like CoinMarketCap, CoinGecko, and there's many other sources of way. And I say this because if you're brand new, you need to get familiar with crypto platform. If you've never had a wallet before, like a MetaMask wallet, for example, if you've never had something like this is where you need to start learning, because you could do all the hard work and then just send your coins to the wrong wallet or not know how to cash out. And that is a very, very annoying game if you do everything right and you just don't get the execution of cashing out. And a lot of you guys already know how to do that. That's good. But just if you don't, you need to get familiar with that ASAP. Number 2, we start investing. Okay, we look at high risk, high reward altcoins, especially with $1,000, man. You can't play it safe. Let's be honest. Cryptocurrency is already risky to some people in Bitcoin, Ethereum, but you can't be buying those coins with 40%. Okay, so what I would do is I would allocate $400 to promising but volatile altcoins. They could be low cap gems, the potential of 10x to 100x returns, but they have to be very risky, man. You have to be playing that game, especially if it's just $1,000. So what you could do is you could understand Solana is probably going to do well. You could come underneath the Solana ecosystem and you could see what small market caps may be under 150 million market cap that you believe in. You go and look at the Twitter accounts, you go and check out the Discord, you check out the Telegram communities, you look at the tokenomics, you look at the team. Have they built good stuff before, etc.? And that's when you would start deploying. Again, example, new projects, DeFi tokens, AI or gaming memes. The next one I would do is 30%. I would invest $300 in more established, but you still have to play volatile altcoins here. That could be bigger caps like AIs, okay, like renders, like some other picks on that one, maybe some gaming coins. And really look at teams here and how they're marketing their coins. Okay, a quick example would be in the last bull run. If you guys know a platform or a coin or an ecosystem called Kronos. Kronos was a very good coin if you got in anywhere around here. And the reason why they popped off was because they had a great product, but they also were marketing very hard. They were sponsoring Formula 1. They were sponsoring UFC. They bought the Staples Center, I think in New York or America. Maybe not, it wasn't New York. Maybe it was, I don't know. But they were deploying money. And they got a lot of people interested. And again, you buy the same coin. All the guys got wrecked at like 95 cents. But all the guys that made all the money were buying here. So that's what you could do. 20% what I would do is I would allocate $200 in basic cryptos like Bitcoin, Ethereum, maybe some Solana, etc. These are going to guarantee you gains. But they're not going to get you rich. Solana could do so well. But again, with $200, you're not going to do anything in Solana, brother. I'm telling you that right now. So this is why it's so important why we get more money as much money in as possible that you can comfortably afford while you're still paying your bills, which is super, super important, because you don't want to build a portfolio that's doing well and then you have no money to pay your bills and you have to sell that portfolio just to pay the bills. And then you look at 25 and you're like, fuck, I had this many coins, look how much it would be worth. Okay. So you have to understand where you are in the game. Stable coins, you could do 5 to 10%, keep about 10% in stable coins to take advantage of buying opportunities during the market dip. So important. But if we can below, please let's get more cash. Because you can see here, we've built a nice portfolio by now. But honestly, we're not doing any damage. We're struggling right now. Yes, we're going to have to go, the main ones is 40 to kind of 30%, the 70%. This will do damage if we pick the right ones. But imagine if we could get 2, 3, 4, 5k in, you do so much more damage. Number 3, identify potential high growth investments. So again, we research low market caps with problem solving products, strong development teams, focus on these sectors here. We could learn the basics of technical analysis to enter, exit, and points. For example, we use our Gordon gauge. For example, if we look at render on the daily, you can see how easy this was if you were going to trade. You could have got in February 2024 at $3.98. You could have read it all the way up to 13, 14, cashed out at about 10, got back in at about 8, read it back up to about 10, sold or shorted, back in at 4, and then you wait for another entry. You can use stuff like that because then you can start compounding. Then that $1,000, the hodler, for example, he buys here. He's pretty much at $1,000 here because you're back at square one. But this guy, okay, this guy turns into 3k, he maybe shorts the market, turns into 7k, he gets a quick bump up back to 9k, he shorts the market, now he has 10k. This guy still has $1,000. Again, hodling's great, but you can trade your way there if you want, if you understand, or you have an indicator like this. You've got 15k here. This guy that still hodled all this, he still has 1k. Now you can see, you don't have to make any more cash, you just have to follow an indicator like this, and then you've got 15k, for example. Entry points, invest a fixed amount. You choose how to do this. It might be weekly, it might be daily, but this is better than going all in at once, in my opinion, especially if you've got cash coming in consistently. If you're confident in your analysis, you allocate a position of your portfolio during market corrections or dips. So either, what that means is, if you believe in these coins and they're taking a massive dip, now is the time to act. You buy red, you sell green candles. Hodling, BTC and Ethereum, consider long term for these guys. They're strategically always going to do well, but ideally we cash out at 25, we buy back in at 27. And again, we reinvest profits always in high growth investments, high potential projects into safer assets. Now, cashing out is so important. If you don't cash out, it doesn't matter. You did what I did in 2021. I made all this money, but I rid it all the way back down to 2022. Okay, if you don't know how to cash out, you're just going to wreck all the time and money you've put in this game. So again, what I like to do is I come on TradingView and I look at the USD dominance chart. I will be not looking at price predictions. I will be cashing out everything at 2.5%, but I'll have these little 20% on the way down. And this pretty much means when USD dominance, crypto's not really doing anything right now because USD dominance is going up. And again, we have the Gordon gauge indicator on this, which tells us exactly what's happening. As we start to approach here, we're massively up. Bitcoin's probably at 80, 90k here. Bitcoin's probably at 100k here. Bitcoin could be at 140k here. It could be at 160k here. But I don't have to say Bitcoin needs to go to 160k because we don't look at price predictions. We look at the levels of the USD dominance chart. That's one strategy you could do. And the annoying thing is, if you're in USA or even my country, you got to set money away for tax. Let's be honest. Get that done. Staying disciplined. Don't make impulsive decisions based on FOMO or fear of missing out. This can just get you wrecked. You've got to learn from mistakes. So if you don't have any mistakes right now, and you've just started the game, learn from mine. Okay? I didn't know how to cash out. And if I just had something like this, millions of dollars in the last bull run. But I didn't get that opportunity. And you can get discouraged. Okay? Security. Like we talked about in phase 1. If you don't know how to set up hardware wallets, MetaMask, etc., how to sell your coins, you got to know how to do that in phase 1, because if you don't, and you just be lazy on this, you make all the money, 100k, 200k, whatever, but you wreck it all because you just send all those coins to a slightly wrong wallet or your MetaMask gets hacked, and that's all the game over. Such a waste of time. You'll feel sick to the stomach if that happens. I know so many people that happened in the last bull run. Scams. There's a lot of scams in the space. A lot of coins that don't come through, but that's cryptocurrency. If it sounds too good, it probably is. So my final thoughts on this, brother, is reaching 100k from 1k is possible, but it's very speculative. You're going to have to chase some absolute dog shit coins. And that's fine. You can do that. I've got many in my portfolio, but I have the active income enough where I can still play a good bull run. Combination of market knowledge, disciplined, strategic investments, and keeping through to the DCA. You're going to have a lot of luck here to do the 100x on this portfolio. And I'll just say to you guys, never invest more than you can afford to lose. You guys know that. So to sum this up, it's possible to do this, but it's highly unlikely. And that's the reality. But what I will tell you guys, if you can just get this number up, this 1K, and we can get this up to 5K, whatever you have to do this, because then it's only a 25x, and a 25x is so easy compared to the 100x. If you can get this to 10K, you don't even need to touch the dog shit. You can touch solid coins on 10x portfolios. Again, Solana could still give you that 10x. You could just never go all in. But Solana 141, it'll get you close probably, especially if the Solana ecosystem pops off. And then you can start funneling money out and looking at other coins. You might take out 60, 50K. And then you just start looking at other coins that haven't popped off yet. You know, you only need a 2x from that 50K. So the more important thing is get everything set up. But if you can get more than 1K in the market, I don't know what the fuck you're doing. Especially if you're a grown-ass man. Yes, it's difficult, but it can be done. Peace.